We have a very interesting situation where Novavax took a gamble and it probably won't pay off. And now they're going to have to wait until June 5th to see if they can actually offer an updated COVID vaccine this year. The situation is that Novavax will only be able to offer an updated COVID 19 vaccine in the US this fall if regulators accept the shot it has started manufacturing that targets a variant that was dominant earlier this year, which is JN1, where as of today, May 25th, JN1 is sitting at about 8% in proportion to all variants. So it is well on its way out, meaning that it's very unlikely that the FDA will select JN1 as the targeted variant for the updated COVID vaccine for the 2024-2025 year. So why are they in this situation? Well, the European Union regulators told vaccine makers last month to update their vaccines for that variant, because at that time they believed that selecting the head of the branch of all the JN1 subvariants would provide adequate umbrella protection. However, that situation has changed with the rise of KP2, KP3, KS1, and LB1, as each of these have significant immune evasion even when compared to JN1. And because of their protein based vaccine, Novavax has said that they need 6 months to bring an adequate supply of vaccine to market. So once the FDA sets the target in June, they wouldn't have a supply until December, which is well past that start fall date for vaccination. For comparison, the Moderna or Pfizer mRNA vaccines can be produced within about 100 days or about 3.5 months. So once the vaccine target is selected in June, then 3.5 months later, then they'd be right on schedule. So you might be thinking, what is this June 5th meeting? Well, remember that May 16th meeting I told you about? They pushed it off to June 5th. That's where the COVID vaccine target will be selected, or when the COVID vaccine target will be selected for the updated COVID vaccine. So again, if a strain other than JN1 is selected this late in the development process, the protein-based Novavax vaccine will not be an option for the US. And it is incredibly likely that JN1 will not be selected as the target for the updated vaccine. A month ago, I would have picked KP2, but at this point, I'd probably prefer a bivalent vaccine of KP3 and LB1. In my opinion, those two variants seem to be the ones that might last a little bit longer into the season. And the reason JN1 being selected is even more unlikely is because of the fact that the FDA chose to delay the May 16th meeting to June 5th. And their given reason was to obtain surveillance data and other information on these circulating variants, which means even at that time, they're like, yeah, probably not JN1. So it is very unlikely that Novavax will be offered as an option in the US, unfortunately, this year.